Good afternoon, John here, back in the shed, and welcome to all those who are viewing. I hope you're all well. First of all, I'd like to apologise. On the last video I meant to do some shout outs and completely forgot. Head like a sieve these days, it's an age thing. Anyway, there was a particular person was the last viewer to join, and I made a note of his name, wrote it down, and do you think I can find it? Can I hell? Right, so anyway, I apologise for that. Well, when I find that piece of paper that's got this guy's name on it, I'll give him a separate shout out like that. But anyone who's watching, good afternoon, welcome. Now, what it is today, I'm going to call this 15B. It's an update on the project Goodshed that I was building, painting and assembling, and show you where we are now. I've had to do some modifications to the kit, not the main body, but outside. I discovered, much to my, I won't say concern or annoyance, it was just a bit inconvenient, the kit that they give you for the exterior platform to the Goodshed was too small in width. It only went from there to there. Well, that didn't really do it justice. So what I did, I scratch built as a better platform, a longer one, and this is it here. And as you can see, I've already put some items on this platform. Now, there's no way I could have got a forklift on the little platform they give you. So anyway, you've got 3 beer barrels there, some metal oil drums. There's a there's a sack barrow there with some pallets on, and of course the forklift, which has got a load on its forks. So they're all well stuck. They look, see, they they won't fall off. So that's going to go on the outside of this Goodshed. Now, I did find that when I put the two together on the project layout, or even on this bench, there was a slight difference of levels between this and the interior platform of this shed. So I've had to make a sort of like a little ramp to sort of bridge the gap that there would have been between the two platforms. And also I've had to raise the height. I mean, it was tall enough for wagons to go through, so that wasn't the problem. The problem was getting the levels right, so this was the right level as this, because it's the plastic I've used is from a stack of plastic that we keep at the club. I'll just show you a sample of it. You know, it's this kind of plastic. It's sort of gloss one side, matte the other, and you can see it's fairly thin. So, and you can do all sorts of things with that plastic. We've got stacks of it in a cupboard up at the club. So, anyway, moving on from that, yeah, I managed to add a couple of items inside the Goodshed. There's an office in the corner. It's a funny way to show you, but I've just got to try and do it that way so you can see. And there's a sack barrow in there as well. There's a supervisor, and in that far corner there's a couple of gas bottles in the corner there. So yeah, you know, it all helps bring the, oh, and there's the office in the corner. Did I mention that? There's the office in the corner. Right. So today I've been working on, I'll just put that over there, I've been working on fitting the guttering. So there's that along there and that along there, and I've now started fitting the down pipes as well. So far I've got one stuck on there. I've got to fit the other 3. Now I'll give you a little tip when fitting those sort of items. As you can possibly see on the guttering there's like little lugs. There's 1, 2, three, four, five, six, seven lugs. You just want a little spot of glue on each one of those lugs, and then you can fit that into place. I mean, it's all right. You might get a little bit of glue on your fingers, but at least you can get that off. Don't use super glue, right? I'll tell you that now. But and the same thing applies when you're putting these down pipes. I'll explain that a bit more just now. The glue to use, best glue to use I've found with any plastic kit now, and I'm not getting sponsored by these people by any way, shape or form. I don't do this for any monetary recompense or anything like that. I just do it to help other people, for a little bit of entertainment and knowledge. But Gorilla Glue, yeah, Gorilla Glue, not Clue, Gorilla Glue, and it does what it says on the tube. The best way to use it, if you just use a little dab of it in on small items like that, I'll show you how small the items are on the downpipe. Look, you can see the little brackets. There's 3 brackets on each downpipe. I don't think you can see that, but each one of these has got a little bracket, and you just put literally little block. You just, in other words, you just show it the glue, because otherwise you're going to get in an awful mess. So, but it's much better to use this, because any excess you can wipe it off. Don't use this, because otherwise you're going to, when you're putting the item in place, you're going to get it stuck to your fingers. Totally no good at all. So anyway, I've got to put those in place, and that's what I should be doing during the course of this afternoon. What's left of it, I should get called in for dinner in about another 5 minutes, so I've got to try and wrap this up fairly quickly. Each one of the sprues have got bits that need painting. These are the doors. Now, some of these items, they'll have another little lug on them, which, you know, has to be cut off. But with these doors, you can see there's what looks like little lugs. They're not. They're supposed to be the rollers that fit into the slide. Can you see that slide in there? For the, you know, with the, so that they're supposed to be those sort of doors. They won't actually do that, but they've got to have those on there to hold the doors in place. So this is the outside, and this is the inside. It's a shame that's on the inside, because you won't be able, I mean, nobody looking at the layout will be able to see that, but there's quite a bit of detail there. You know, I mean, some people might say, well, why don't you hang the doors the other way round? Well, they won't hang the other way round, unfortunately. You see, I suppose it's all depends on which way round you're having the goods shed and whereabouts on the layout you're going to have it. But on this particular one, it's just a simple end-to-end. Now, what I've decided to do, I mean, the roof is all but finished. Just needs a bit of tidying up and finishing, but I shall just keep the roof on there like that. And if anyone wants to sort of like look at the inside, well, I can just take the roof off and they can have a look. Yeah, that I did that on a signal box on a 00 gauge layout, which the club own, and I detailed all the inside of the signal box. And what did the guy do? Went and glued the roof on. I said, well, what did you do that for? I said, I purposely left that loose so people could see the detail inside the signal box. Oh, sorry, John, he went. Yeah. I thought, cheers. So I've not done him any more favours. Anyway, no, I better not be too odd, because he might be watching. Right, okay, so moving swiftly on. The skylight is pretty much finished. That just wants a bit of tidying up with some cream paint on the ends. I had already painted it, but you can't help but get a couple of smudges here and there, so I need to cover those up, and then it will look nice. I've got to fit some ridge tiles on the top of that, which have got to be painted the same colour as the ones on the roof. So that's to do. There's 2 sets of these. There's a pair of doors for each end of the goods shed. They've also got their own separate little door as well. You can see that fits in there. Okay. And then there's some notice boards, which are these little fellas here. There's the cupboards, which are they're outside cupboards, so they've got to be fitted. That's these two here. You've got two for each end. And then also another bigger cupboard, which I'm going to make that as sort of like the emergency equipment cupboard, which they'll be painted red. So there's that to do and fit. Now a little other little note: these doors here, when you take them off the sprue, somebody's used a bit of common sense in the design, because where the sprue is at the bottom of the door. So you can just cut that off there, and you can please yourself whether you want to touch in where you've cut it off. But these, it won't really be that necessary, because it'll be at the bottom and nobody's going to see that at all. But you know, if you're that sort of fussy, well, by all means, paint the bottom of the door. But it is painted. It's just that there'll be a little mark where you've just released it from the sprue. The bit I'm not looking forward to doing is making the steps. There's a set of steps there, and these are the step sides just here. And where's the and these bits are the actual steps, and that's going to be a bit tricky. I'm not looking forward to doing them at all. So I don't quite know what I'm going to do about that. What I might do, I might cheat and I'll not have the steps there. I think what I'll do is put a little ramp on the end, because a ramp, I can make that up out of some of that plastic that I showed you. Just have a ramp going up and down from that particular platform for like staff use, you know. But yeah, and that'll save me the heartache of trying to make a set of steps. I mean, actually, those steps are designed to go with the small platform, which, as I've already said, it was just too small. I wouldn't have been able to put a forklift on there, you know. So that's that. The other little thing I've got to do is a concrete inlay for the track for inside the goods shed. And if I can do it, there's got to be an edging strip as well. So that will be one of the last things that I do. You may have noticed this piece here is white. Well, what's not snowing white. I'm going to either paint that black or silver. It's the connection ramp between the inside platform and the outside one. So yeah. So yeah, so that's about sums up where we are with that. The canopy's got to be fitted. That's got to have the paintwork tidied up. It's not too bad actually. I just need to cover up a couple of little smudges with the green paint and just redo the top bit, because I'm not happy with it at the moment. But that'll look all right when it's finished. So yeah, so that's where we are now. So hopefully this video was recorded this time. This will be the second attempt at doing this video, because I did do about half an hour ago I'd started doing it, and I thought it was recording, and I discovered at the end that it didn't record at all, which didn't please me. But anyway, I think pretty much that I've actually done it now. So before the bell goes, we've got a bell connection between the kitchen and this shed, and her indoors just lets me know when dinner's ready, so she'll just ring the bell and away I go. So before that happens, I'll say cheerio for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.